Hello and a very warm welcome to my channel. Today I'll be discussing whether the Canon 6D is worth buying in 2018. So before buying the Canon 6D, I was shooting with a Canon T3i, which I had for almost 5 years. The T3i was a fairly great camera. It was great for like a beginner like me back in the days, and in general a very nice camera. But then I bought the Canon 6D, and I must say, wow, I was very impressed, and I still am today. It's got full frame, it's fairly cheap, it's fantastic in low light situations. One of my complaints with it is that it's not very great for video, because it doesn't have like a flip out screen. I cannot see myself when filming. I have to either think that I'm in focus or have somebody else film it for me. Also, it doesn't autofocus during video unless you press the shutter release button, and that doesn't really make sense if you want to like hold your camera like that and then have to push the button to focus. But the great things are fantastic dynamic range. I really like this camera, at least for an amateur like me who doesn't really make any money on photography. And you could get like a 5D Mark III for a bit more, but I don't think that the things the 5D Mark IV offers compared to the 6D like is fair enough to pay if you're not making money on photography or making videos. The 6D is not the greatest camera for wildlife photography. It's only got 11 autofocus points, and only one of them is cross type, so not the greatest camera for sports or wildlife. But for landscapes, for astrophotography, for portraits, anything that doesn't involve speed or high action speed, I think this camera is absolutely perfect. The camera, it can be used for sports or wildlife. I'm going to show you a couple of images here that I've shot on this camera, and I actually started doing a bit more wildlife recently, and the camera is actually, it's fair enough for wildlife, but if you're only or primarily shooting wildlife, I wouldn't recommend the Canon 6D. Instead, you should look after for like a 7D Mark II or a 70D, 80D, maybe even a U7D or a 1D Mark IV. Fantastic camera, never used it, but one of my friends has it, and that's a great camera for wildlife. Another great deal about the Canon 6D is that it's so small compared to other full frame cameras. When this was released in 2012, I believe, the Canon 6D was the smallest full frame camera, at least from Canon, and I do still believe that it's the smallest camera or full frame camera out there. So perfect for travel photography and like just having in your bag when you're going on some kind of trip anywhere, just anywhere. My Canon 6D is currently equipped with a 24-105, also quite an old lens, but a fantastic combination. You got from wide angle to very telephoto in a relatively compact form factor. And I would definitely recommend the Canon 6D still in 2018 if you're looking for, like for example, if this is going to be your first full frame camera, it's going to be mainly used for landscapes, astrophotography, portraits and so on. If you're mainly shooting sports, go look for something else. For travel, it's fantastic. It's the smallest full frame camera. I would definitely recommend this camera. So I'm gonna finish this video off with a couple of photographs that I've shot with this, and bear in mind that I'm an amateur photographer not making money on photography. So if there are some images that are not as good as they could be, nobody paid me. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I'm gonna make more content in the near future. And subscribe and like if you found this video interesting. So have a nice day.